Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever been in a new city feeling totally lost and you just need to find a simple store, but you don't know how to ask for directions in English? Yeah, that happened to me last week, and it turned into this hilarious adventure. Stick around, because today my friend Megan and I are going to chat all about it in a super casual way. We'll share stories, laugh a bit, and by the end, you'll feel confident asking for directions yourself. Let's jump in. Hey, Megan, it's great to see you again. For anyone watching who doesn't know us, I'm Luke from Chicago originally, but now I live in Seattle. I love hiking and trying new coffee spots. How about you? Introduce yourself a little.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan from New York City, but I've been in Los Angeles for a few years now. I work as a graphic designer, and I absolutely adore going to the beach and reading books. Nice to meet you all. And Luke, it's awesome hanging out with you too. How's your week been so far?
Oh, it's been pretty good. Busy with work, you know? I had a meeting downtown yesterday, and man, the traffic was crazy. But hey, speaking of downtown, I was just thinking about this funny thing that happened to me the other day. I needed to find a store, like a quick grocery store, and I got totally turned around. Have you ever had that moment where you're lost and you have to ask someone for directions?
Oh my gosh, yes, all the time. Especially when I first moved to LA. The streets here are like a maze sometimes. So, what happened to you? Tell me the story. I'm curious.
All right, so picture this. I'm in a new neighborhood, right? I was visiting a friend and I realized I forgot to buy some snacks for the evening. There's supposed to be this little convenience store nearby, but my phone's battery was dead. Classic mistake. So I see this guy walking his dog and I think, okay, time to ask for directions. I walk up and say, "Excuse me, do you know where the nearest store is?" He looks at me, pauses for a second, and goes, "Yeah, sure. Just go straight down this block, turn left at the light, and it's on your right." Simple, right? But then I get there, and it's a pet store. Not what I meant at all.
No way! A pet store? That's hilarious. So, what did you do? Did you buy dog food instead?
Ha, almost. I was like, wait, this isn't groceries. So I asked someone inside, and they pointed me to the actual store 2 blocks over. But it got me thinking about how asking for directions can go wrong if you're not specific. Like, what kind of store? A grocery store? A clothing store? You gotta be clear. What's your go-to way to ask for directions, Megan?
Totally agree. Being specific is key. For me, I always start with, excuse me, or, hey, sorry to bother you, to be polite. Then I say something like, I'm looking for a nearby grocery store. Do you know where one is? And if they give directions, I repeat them back to make sure I got it right. Like, so turn left at the corner and it's straight ahead? That way, no mix ups. But yeah, I've had my share of funny stories too.
Oh, spill the beans. What's one of yours?
Okay, this was back in New York. I was new to the subway system, which is a whole other beast, and I needed to find a pharmacy, a drugstore like CVS or something. I was feeling a bit under the weather, headache coming on. So I pop out of the subway station, totally disoriented. Cars honking, people rushing everywhere. I spot this older lady with shopping bags, and I go, "Excuse me, ma'am, could you tell me how to get to the nearest pharmacy?" She smiles and says, "Oh, sure, honey. Walk 2 blocks that way, cross the street, and it's right next to the coffee shop." I thank her and start walking. But guess what? I walk the wrong way. I ended up at a park instead.
Oh no. How did you figure it out?
I asked another person, this time a jogger. He was super nice, stopped his run and everything. I said, "Hey, I'm trying to find a pharmacy. Is there one close by?" And he goes, "Yeah, just head back the way you came, about 3 blocks." I felt so silly, but hey, I got there eventually. And I bought some aspirin and a candy bar to cheer myself up. Moral of the story? Always pay attention to which direction they're pointing.
That's gold. Directions can be tricky with all the lefts and rights, especially if English isn't your first language, right? For our viewers learning English, practicing these phrases is huge, like simple stuff. Where's the nearest store? Or how do I get to the grocery store from here?
Exactly. And let's make it even beginner friendly. Break it down slow. If you're asking, start with a greeting to get their attention. Hi, or excuse me. Then the question. And don't forget to say thank you after. It makes the whole thing feel nice and polite. Americans love that.
Yeah, politeness goes a long way. Hey, want to role play a quick one? Pretend I'm a stranger on the street and you're asking for directions to a nearby store.
Fun. Okay, let's do it. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for a convenience store around here. Do you know where one is?
Oh, sure. There's one just down the street. Go straight for 1 block, then turn right at the stop sign, and it's on your left. Can't miss it.
So, straight 1 block, right at the stop sign, left side. Got it. Thanks so much.
See? Easy peasy. But what if they give complicated directions, like landmarks and stuff?
Good point. Sometimes people say things like, go past the big red building, then over the bridge. If you don't understand, you can ask, sorry, could you repeat that? Or, what do you mean by the big red building? It's okay to ask for clarification. No one minds.
Totally. I remember once in Chicago, I was asking for directions to a bookstore. The guy says, head north on Michigan Avenue. And I'm like, north? How do I know which way is north without a compass? So I asked, which way is that from here? He pointed, and it was fine. But yeah, directions often use words like north, south, east, west. For beginners, stick to left, right, and straight.
Or use apps, but sometimes asking a person is faster. Plus, it's good practice for English. Speaking of which, have you ever asked for directions and ended up making a friend? That happened to me once.
Really? Tell me more.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco for a trip, and I needed a hardware store to buy batteries for my camera. I asked this guy at a bus stop, hey, is there a hardware store nearby? He explains the way, but then we start chatting. Turns out he was a photographer too. We talked for like 10 minutes about cameras, and he even recommended a cool spot to take pictures. It turned a simple ask into a nice conversation.
That's awesome. Shows how asking for directions can open doors, literally and figuratively. But seriously, it's a great way to connect with people.
Good pun, Luke. Yeah, and it builds confidence. For our viewers, try it next time you're out. Start small, like asking for a store you already know, just to practice.
Smart tip. Now, let's think about different kinds of stores. The topic is asking for a nearby store, but it could be anything. Grocery store for food, clothing store for clothes, bookstore for books. The phrases are similar. Where's the nearest grocery store? Or how far is the closest clothing store?
And if you're in a hurry, you can say, I'm in a rush. Is there a store really close? People understand. Oh, and what about if you're driving? Directions might include traffic lights or highways.
True. I was driving once in Seattle, needed a gas station, which is like a store for your car, right? I pulled over and asked a pedestrian, excuse me, where's the nearest gas station? She said, take the next exit, turn left, and it's on your right. Saved me from running out of gas.
Whew, close call. I've had that panic too. Nothing worse than a low tank in an unfamiliar area.
Yeah, and sometimes directions involve distances, like it's about 5 minutes walk or 2 miles away. If you're not sure about miles or kilometers, you can ask, how long will it take to walk there?
Perfect. Makes it clearer. Hey, let's share some common phrases people use when giving directions. That way, viewers can understand responses too.
Okay, sure. Go straight ahead, turn left or right, at the corner, next to the bank, across the street. Simple stuff.
Keep going until you see the sign. It's on the second floor, if it's in a building. And if they say you can't miss it, that means it's obvious. But sometimes you do miss it.
Ha, guilty as charged. I've missed things that were impossible to miss plenty of times.
You know, talking about this reminds me of when I was a kid. My family would go on road trips, and my dad always refused to ask for directions. He'd say, I know where I'm going, but we'd end up lost for hours. Taught me to ask early.
Classic dad move.
My mom was the opposite. She'd ask everyone, even stopped at a farm to ask for a store. The farmer gave great directions and threw in some fresh apples. Win-win.
That's sweet. See? Positive stories from asking for directions.
All right, let's dive deeper. Suppose you're a tourist in the USA and you need a store for souvenirs or something. How would you ask?
Hi, I'm visiting from out of town. Is there a gift store nearby? Or where can I find a shop with local stuff?
Yeah, there's one just around the corner. Walk that way, past the restaurant, and it's there.
Easy. And if language is a barrier, speak slowly and use gestures. Point to a map if you have one.
Gestures help a lot, like pointing left or right.
What if the person doesn't know? They might say, "Sorry, I'm not from here." Then you just thank them and ask someone else.
No big deal. Keep trying.
Oh, another story. Last month, I was in a mall, needed a shoe store. Asked a security guard. They're great for directions. He walked me partway there. Super helpful.
Nice. Guards, store employees, they're pros at that.
But sometimes in big cities, people are busy. If they seem rushed, keep it quick.
Yeah. Overall, asking for directions is about being brave and polite. It's a skill that gets easier with practice.
Totally. And for English learners, listen to podcasts or watch videos like this to hear natural talk.
Well, Megan, this has been fun chatting about getting lost and found again. What's your big takeaway?
I'd say don't be afraid to ask. Most people are happy to help, and it's a great way to practice English and maybe even make a connection.
Love that. For me, it's be specific and repeat back what they say. Saves time and confusion.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have a story about asking for directions, share in the comments and subscribe for more casual English chats.
See you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. For more amazing content, and subscribe to Fluent Fusion English.